A lovely evening and thank you for joining us. This is Times News. You're with me, Elita Soko. First, the headlines. Police officer found guilty of raping a 17-year-old girl while she was in police custody. 192,000 doses of AstraZeneca failed to arrive in the country. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it is monitoring the violent situation in South Africa in case any Malawian is affected. We have these and other stories. Do stay with us. The Blantyre First Grade Magistrates Court has found a police officer, Andrew Chagaga, guilty of raping a 17-year-old girl while she was in police custody. In the case presided over by First Grade Magistrate Tsoka Banda of Blantyre Registry, it was heard that the police officer raped the girl twice during the night of December 12, 2020. Gary Samati has more.
Representatives of different non-governmental organizations that took interest in the case wore jubilant faces as they converged outside the court after the verdict. Dunstan Chunda, executive director of one of the organizations, Mulelewaka Foundation, expressed his joy, stating that justice had finally been served. He bemoaned the act by the now convicted police officer, who took advantage of his position of power.
We are very pleased. At least justice has prevailed, but we are sad. It's a sad moment to the police service for the girl child who has been victimized. She has suffered a lot of trauma. It's a very painful day for us as an organization, much as we are happy at least that this police officer has faced the law.
State lawyer Jikondi Jijozi said the state will take further action against another police officer who took a bribe during the night in question.
Notably, when the magistrate was giving every judgment, you heard him mention about another officer who was involved in a bribe in this case. And as I said, we'll be reporting this issue to the Anti-Corruption Bureau to investigate the bribe that Officer Jirongo took from one of the children that were arrested together.
Magistrate Tsoka Banda is expected to sentence Chagaga on 11 August.
Now, Malawi will have to wait a little longer for the next batch of the COVID-19 vaccine after the anticipated 192,000 doses of AstraZeneca failed to arrive today. The Ministry of Health says this is due to logistical challenges. Matthews Kasanda has a report.
The development comes at a time when the country continues registering increased numbers of COVID-19 new cases, but the country has no vaccine in stock. Secretary for Health Dr. Charles Mwansambo has told Times that the vaccines have already been purchased through UNICEF and are being kept in Copenhagen in Denmark. Mwansambo says currently the ministry is waiting for the details of the flight that will bring the 192,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine into the country.
I wouldn't call it delayed as such, because when the announcement was made, it said that the doses will be in around the 15th. So we received communication that the doses are already available, ready to be shipped to Malawi. But what we're waiting for now is the flight number. So as soon as the flight number is communicated, we'll let the nation know.
Within 24 hours on Wednesday, Malawi registered 781 new cases of COVID-19 and 12 deaths. A total of 80 people have died in Malawi due to COVID-19 within 2 weeks from July 1 to July 14 this year.
Meanwhile, the main opposition Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, has urged the Ministry of Health to expedite ironing out logistical problems which have delayed the arrival of the AstraZeneca vaccine into the country. Justin Mkweo has more.
Shadow Health Minister for the party, Chimwemwe Chipungu, expressed sadness with the news. Chipungu said Malawians were prepared to take the vaccine amid rising cases of coronavirus. He has since appealed to government to fast-track ironing out the logistical challenges the process has met.
The government of Malawi should speed up, involve other stakeholders to manage this pandemic. We have the Parliamentary Committee on Health in Parliament. We have other stakeholders like the Central Medical Stores. These people should come in and help the Ministry of Health in managing the provision of these vaccines to the population across the country.
Apart from the AstraZeneca vaccine, Malawi is also expected to receive Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer vaccines.
Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it is monitoring the situation in South Africa through the Malawian Embassy in Pretoria and Consulate in Johannesburg, in case any Malawian is affected by the spate of violence there. According to the ministry, there is currently no report of deaths, injuries or arrests of any Malawian since the protests began. Patience Lunda with the details.
Spokesperson for the ministry, Rejoice Shumba, said the move is to ensure that Malawians living in South Africa are safe and if there is need for assistance from the government. Shumba further asked Malawians in South Africa to desist from taking part in the riots, as that would put them at a greater risk of being affected by the outcomes of the violence.
As government of Malawi, we are observation in the Republic of South Africa. As you might know, as you are aware, we have an embassy. We have a High Commission in Pretoria and we have a consulate in Johannesburg. One of the duties of our consulate and our embassy is to keep us posted on things that are happening in that particular country that are affecting our people.
The South African violence and looting erupted after former President Jacob Zuma began serving a 15-month prison sentence for contempt. As of Wednesday, the death toll had risen to 72 and most of the deaths relate to stampedes that occurred during incidences of looting of shops. Commenting on the development, Sheriff Kaisi, a social commentator, said government should be providing daily updates of the situation to know the assistance they can render to those affected.
At the moment, the way I look at it, I would say it is going to be a bit awkward if Malawi intervenes as a country, because like I have said, those issues or events are happening within the jurisdiction of South African government. And remember there is autonomous, remember there is sovereignty of that particular state, self-determination and independence. So what Malawi can do at this moment is only to monitor, very close monitoring of course of the events happening, and this is why we have put the embassy in there.
The violence and looting in South Africa is mainly happening in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng provinces.
Patience Lunda with that report, and the visuals in that story were courtesy of various media outlets, international media outlets, including Deutsche Welle of Germany. Now, the state on Thursday paraded 2 witnesses in a case in which former MERA CEO Collins Magalasi and 3 others are accused of awarding a 107 million kwacha procurement contract to Vink Enterprise, a company to which Magalasi is a partner. The 2 witnesses who testified on Thursday included MERA Internal Auditor and Risk Officer Alexander Ganiza and Mapeto David Whitehead and Sons General Manager Martin Mpata. Our reporter Taonga Sabola was at the court and he now reports.
On Wednesday, the state paraded 2 witnesses, MERA Director of Finance Zakaria Ngoma and the organization's internal auditor Alexander Ganiza. It all started when Ganiza took to the witness box and Senior Assistant State Advocate Ziko Malunda referred him to the 2019-2020 MERA audit report. Ganiza said the report revealed that MERA spent more than double the budgeted amount when purchasing corporate cloth. But defense lawyer Ande Kaonga objected to the use of the audit report, claiming that it contained matters that formed the basis of another case in which Magalasi and Mbewe are being accused of irregularly purchasing a MERA fuel testing van.
Oh, you see, the report is one. You can't tell someone that you shouldn't read this part, just read this thing. So if I'm going to give you a page which talks something bad about you, and then something good about you, and I tell you, no, don't read the other page that is talking bad about you, just read the page that is talking good about you. That doesn't make sense. The best thing is prepare two reports. One that talks good about me and use it in a case where we're talking good about me, and one that talks bad about me and use it in a case that talks bad about me.
But Malunda pleaded with the court to overrule the objection, saying the state saw no reason why the use of the audit report would be prejudicial to the accused persons.
The defense protested against the document because it contained information about the procurement of a mobile fuel testing van, which is also a subject of a prosecution of Mr. Collins McGlassley and Mr. Bright Mbewe in another matter altogether.
Chief Resident Magistrate Patrick Chirwa has since adjourned the case to Thursday morning when the court will rule on the matter.
The Lilongwe High Court has ordered that only the original list of victims of the Area 18A water contamination saga in Lilongwe be assessed for possible compensation. This is the list that was brought before the court at the commencement of the matter. Wezi Gausi with more.
The order comes after Malawi Housing Corporation, MHC, on June 4, 2021, raised plenary objection to the list that was brought for assessment, claiming more people were added to it. Initially, 287 names were included in the original summon, but reports shows that 1,300 names have been submitted for assessment. In a court order dated July 5, 2021, Assistant Registrar Anthony Kapaswiche says a party cannot be added to a case without making proper application to the court. A representative of the complainants, Leonard Pili, says each individual is requested to write statements on the matter.
We argue that the numbers that were on the summon are not the numbers that are being assessed right now at the court.
In 2017, the Lilongwe Water Board supplied contaminated water to the residents of Area 18A after the board's supply pipes burst underground near a broken sewer system, allowing the sewer water to go into the supply pipe.
Chibuku Products Limited, CPL, has revealed that it will not retrench 30% of its staff as planned because their operations have improved. This was revealed when Minister of Industry Roy Kajale visited the company in Blantyre. According to CPL Operations Manager Welam Sitima, the improvement follows a reduction of excise tax on opaque beer. We have more in this report by Justin Mkweo.
In a bid to make local products more competitive against smuggled products, the Ministry of Finance reduced excise tax on opaque beer from 30% to 10%. Sitima said they have now reduced prices of their products in strategic border districts, they have increased production, and they plan to open another factory in Mangochi. He added that this means that they will no longer retrench staff and instead they will employ more people.
We were almost on the verge of trying to retrench employees, but because of this, there's no such a plan. We'll keep all our staff. And also, you have seen in some areas, we have done strategic pricing, especially areas around the border. So it has really helped us, and we have seen positiveness in the sales volume of late.
Industry Minister Roy Kajale said he is happy to see that government measures to resuscitate the economy have started bearing fruits. He added that apart from fiscal measures, they have also intensified efforts to reduce smuggling of goods into the country.
We have what we're calling the Ministerial Task Force that has been set up between the Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Industry, Ministry of Trade, and Ministry of Homeland Security, that we are looking at other measures. Other than the fiscal measures, we are also looking at corruption of our, if there's any, of our border security agents, and other things. So we are discussing at the ministerial level, and we are reporting directly to the head of state.
Huge taxes on local products make their prices uncompetitive against smuggled products, which are cheap because of affordable production costs in neighboring countries and most of the times evade tax.
This is Times News. We'll be back with more shortly.
every mom, you want the best for your child.
Happy birthday.
You feed her mind and nurture her body. And you understand there are times you have to let her pick herself up when she falls. You make sure she knows the joy of sharing happy moments with family. And when everything comes together, you above all others will share the taste of success with her. Blue Band tastes like mama's love.
The irresistible taste of the extra smooth classic peanut butter also contains natural proteins for your good health. Classic peanut butter can even be used as a gravy thickener, spread on bread, and an additional flavor for various dishes like rice, porridge, and even vegetables.
So, for your family's good health, always serve classic peanut butter. Classic peanut butter is creamy, rich in energy, and highly nutritious. Classic peanut butter is available in 3 sizes: 250 gram, 400 gram, and 1 kilogram. And is also available in all leading shops in Malawi at an affordable price.
Classic peanut butter.
Classic peanut butter. Good health for your family.
Classic peanut butter. Me too, Mom. I love it.
Welcome back to Times News. This year's July 20 commemorations are in limbo as the affected families have a deficit of almost 400,000 kwacha to conduct the event. Bereaved families hold the event annually in memory of the people who were shot dead by police during anti-government demonstrations on 20 July 2011. 8 of those that were killed were buried in Zolozolo Cemetery in Mzuzu. From Mzuzu, Sam Kalimira reports.
The families have so far managed only to raise around 120,000 kwacha out of the 500,000 kwacha budget. Spokesperson of the families, Mese Mbesuma Mfune, said in an interview that they are struggling to secure support for the event after the families resolved to ban politicians, including government officials, from attending the event. Mbesuma said despite the challenge, they will still hold the memorial service at the cemetery next Tuesday with the little resources they have managed to raise. She then asked well-wishers that may need to support the event to come in. The bereaved families resolved to ban politicians from patronizing the event, saying they have been promising families to support the children but never fulfill their promises.
Our budget is 500,000, but so far we have contributed 120,000, and we are having a shortfall of 380,000. Now, we are appealing to the general public that if they are well-wishers, they can support this event by sending their help. Finally, we are inviting everybody to attend this ceremonial event in commemoration of our dear brothers who were shot dead on 20 July 2011. But we should remember to put on masks and carry our hand sanitizers, and you should not forget to maintain social distance.
Minister of Civic Education and National Unity, Timothy Ntambo, recently said the families should not rush to make decisions concerning the commemorations, saying the government is in the process of putting up a framework which will guide how best they can comfort families and people who were victims of political atrocities. Government compensated 8 families of the July 20, 2011 killings with 30 million kwacha after a court battle.
Secondary school owners in the country have been urged to ensure that laboratories are always available in their institutions. A Canada-based family made the remarks after donating a computer laboratory at New Beginning Private Secondary School in Blantyre. Sophie Rue, who spearheaded the initiative after raising about $100,000, explains.
I think that the world is moving into the digital age, and I would love for these students to be at the forefront of it. I think having digital education allows for classrooms to always have information that's up to date. We have the Rachel system on the computers, such that there's a vast library of knowledge available to the kids that can be updated and uploaded from teachers at any moment. So I think that it's the best way to go to make sure that these students have all the tools they need to step into their futures and into their careers. It has just been an honor to become friends with the students here at New Beginning Secondary School. They are my greatest inspirations. So I want to be an architect when I grow up, so this is my first architectural project to build the solar-powered learning lab, and truly it's just the students whose dreams are big as mine, and I care about education and school, and I want them to have the best opportunities possible.
And New Beginning Private Secondary School Director Peter Kawuya said that the establishment of the laboratory will help the students learn computer skills.
As a school, we had challenges, especially when we have, because at times we have examinable classes that do sit for computer class or exam. So before having this one, I think we had a lot of challenges that we were not able to contain, or the number of students that we had sitting for exams using, a computer exam. This project, this thing is a huge one that will bring an impact not only to New Beginnings, but even our students and the community around. This is a project that is we have 20 laptops, computers will be used by the students, and there will be a free internet.
Now, Unilever has splashed out 20,000 kwacha each to 25 winners in the Sunlight 2020 competition. The promotion, which started in May, ended on Thursday in Lilongwe, where Lauren Kamulete and 8 others from Southern Region walked away with 20,000 kwacha each. Ellen Pindani has compiled this report, read by Blessings Mpinganjira.
Unilever Managing Director Teresa Ivambi said the promotion was aimed at encouraging their customers to maintain hygiene during this COVID-19 pandemic period.
As Unilever, we like to take small everyday actions that help improve the lives of our consumers. And despite the COVID pandemic, we have always been an organization through our brands that run promotions to reward and create excitement amongst our consumers. So we had to be agile, we had to be innovative to say, despite the COVID pandemic, how can we still maintain excitement and reward our consumers?
Unilever Channel and Category Development Manager Harvey Banda thanked their customers for being loyal despite the pandemic. The Sunlight 2020 promotion started on May 13, 2021, and participants were required to buy any 3 Sunlight products.
And Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust has signed a memorandum of understanding with Care Malawi for the construction of classroom blocks in selected rural areas. The project will begin with the construction of 2 furnished classrooms and an administration office at Mkanda Primary School in Mchinji to the tune of 36 million kwacha. The whole project will cost 108 million kwacha, as Yamigani Gachaje reports.
The move, according to Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust, is in keeping with one of the company's key priority areas to establish and strengthen formal working arrangements with players in both the public and private sector. Speaking in an interview, Chairman of Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust, Taonga Manda, said the partnership with Care Malawi aligns with their objective to develop the education sector.
This is a very important event because it's symbolic of the partnership that Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation is going into with Care Malawi. So Old Mutual, one of the objectives of the foundation is to develop the education sector. And this development is twofold. We are looking at the actual development of learners in the education sector, and where we're able to provide sponsorship to the learners, those that are not able to sponsor themselves to any education. But on the other hand, we are also helping to develop the infrastructure for the learners. And specifically for this function, we are looking at the latter, where we are partnering with Care Malawi to develop the infrastructure in certain specific areas across the country.
Care Malawi Country Director Amos Zaindi said the arrangement will enable them to contribute towards long-term development projects in the country.
The partnership between Care Malawi and Old Mutual Blantyre Trust has come at the right time, where we are promoting the coming together of different actors in different sectors, in this case private sector and those of us in the civil society space, putting our efforts together and deliver long-lasting development for the good of this country. As you've seen, we have decided under this partnership to start with education, and the infrastructure that has been talked about, it's part of a bigger project that CARE is implementing in Malawi, where we are giving a second chance to our young people, young girls and boys that dropped out of school due to other reasons, be it early pregnancy, early marriages, and other social issues. Therefore, when we have mobilized them to get back to school, in areas where we are working, we've seen challenges of lack of infrastructure and materials for learning. Therefore, the coming in of this partnership will help to address that part. And I'm happy that I'm here, not only witnessing the great milestone of this partnership, but also representing the people of Malawi, especially those from Uganda, who will be the first to benefit from this partnership.
Old Mutual Blantyre Foundation Trust was established in early 2020 to play an active role in creating a change that has a positive impact in the country.
And that's the news tonight, and now the headlines again. Police officer found guilty of raping a 17-year-old girl while she was in police custody. 192,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine failed to arrive in the country. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it is monitoring the violent situation in South Africa in case any Malawian is affected. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page Times 360 Malawi, and you can follow us on Twitter at Times 360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please stay safe. You've been with me, Elita Soko.